is it going? It's me, Marcella Wilson. I know I'm on actually a little later than normal, but better late than never, right? Late than never, right? Okay, I'm trying to get where to look. Anyway, good evening. Good evening. It's great to be with you guys today. So today I am going to be talking about vacation rentals. So vacation rental is a specific type of short-term rentals. For those of you who don't know me, or you're like this is your first time seeing any one of my live broadcasts, I talk about short-term rental business, right? So I own short-term rental properties and I help other people start short-term rental businesses, right? I show them how to do the same. Now, I'm not going to buy the property for you, but I can show you how to get it up and running as a short-term rental property. So that's what I talk about. And my motto is create a beautiful life one house at a time. So that's what I'm doing with my short-term rentals, and that's what I teach other people to do as well. Okay, so yesterday, all this week, I've been talking about different topics, but today I want to talk about the top 5 locations for vacation rentals in the United States. Okay, so a vacation rental is a short-term rental, right? But it's a specific type of short-term rental, okay? So normally, if we want to look at the big picture, a short-term rental or an Airbnb is a place that, someone rents out to another person. It could be a room, it could be a floor, a unit, it could be the whole house, right? And they could be using it, the person could be just, renting out the room for the night, they could just be staying in town for one night or, renting out, their basement. Maybe someone's in town for a conference. We don't know, and they don't really care. But that's a short-term rental or an Airbnb in general. But a vacation rental is something very specific. It's a specific type of short-term rental, and it is normally a unit or a whole house. It could be a condo or a house, where the owner is not there. So the owner isn't renting out a room. It's a property that the owner doesn't live in. And it's near a vacation location, right? So specifically for people who are going on vacation. I mean, other people stay there too, but it's near touristy or vacation areas. So people can stay there while they're on vacation as opposed to staying in a hotel. Right? So those are, called vacation rentals. It's still a short-term rental, but, like I said, the owner is not going to be there in the house or in the unit with you. They're not renting out a room. They're not upstairs or downstairs. The renter gets the whole property or the whole unit or the whole house to themselves because it's assumed that they're on vacation. That makes sense? Okay, so I'm going to tell you the top 5 locations for short-term rental properties that are vacation rentals. Now, why is this important for you? This is important for you because if you live near one of these locations and you're thinking about starting a short-term rental property business, short-term rental business, then you might be like, this is one of the top spots in the United States to do this. I could set this up and be very successful. But in all honesty, just because you don't have to live near the property in order to have one, right? Just think about that for a second. I do have a short-term rental property that is in another state. So just because, there's a place that will mention these top 5 places, even if you don't live near them, doesn't mean that you can't get a vacation rental there. You can get a vacation rental there and be very successful. So this is to let you know that if you're thinking about going into the short-term rental business, these are 5 locations, whether you live near them or not, that you can do very, very, very well. Okay, so let's go through the top 5 right quick. All right, and I'm going to start from the bottom. I'm going to go from 5 to 1, where 5 is, the lowest of the top 5, and then the number 1 place in the United States for vacation rentals. And actually, the number 1 place might really, really surprise you. It surprised me. Okay, so the number 5 place in the United States for vacation rentals is Kissimmee, Florida. Right? And I'm going to, so yes, Kissimmee, Florida is number 5, right? Killington, Vermont is number 4. Davenport, Florida is number 3. Whittier, North Carolina is number 2. And the number 1 spot in the whole of the United States for vacation rentals is Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Now, I bet you didn't think any of those locations would be the top places in the United States, right? They're all in the South, right? But let's look at this list a little closer. Somebody said, I thought Orlando would be on the list. And that I was like, yes. But guess what? There are 2 Florida spots, Kissimmee and Davenport. Kissimmee is number 5 on the list. Davenport is number 3. Guess where those locations are very, very close to? Disney World. So Orlando, yes, Disney World and Universal Studios and Legoland and SeaWorld and all of that fabulousness is in Orlando, which is like, the number 1 theme park in, the United States, Disney World. So that's Orlando proper, right? But all the vacation rentals are around Disney World, which are the cities of Kissimmee and Davenport. So it's a very strong market there. So that's why they're number 5 and number 3 on the list, because all those people who go to Disney World or Universal Studios or SeaWorld or Legoland, and they decide not to stay in a Disney World hotel or stay at Universal Studios, they're staying in the short-term rentals in that area in Kissimmee and Davenport. So there you go. Disney World and Universal Studios in Florida is on the list. And you may be thinking to yourself, well, why isn't Anaheim on the list, right? Anaheim is close to Disneyland, right? So why isn't Disneyland on the list? Disneyland is not on the list because it is not, they don't like to have a lot of short-term vacation rentals there. So they want you to stay on Disneyland. So that is why there's not a strong market there. But let's get back and talk about the list again. So Kissimmee is number 5. That's near Disney World and all that. And Davenport is number 3. But I said number 4 was Killington, Vermont. Y'all like, that's odd. Killington, Vermont is a very, very popular ski resort. The city actually has a population of 800, so it's not a lot of people there, not a lot of hotels there. It's kind of a very, very popular ski resort. Number 2 was Whittier, North Carolina. That is near the Smoky River Mountains, the Forbidden Caverns, which, are underground caves. Those are really, really popular. And number one is Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Now that is also near the Smoky River Mountains and Dollywood. Um, so that is very interesting. So I know you're saying to yourself, well, I can see Disney World and all of that, but why are Tennessee and North Carolina and Vermont, why are they, in the top five? That's a great question. I'm glad you asked. And there are several reasons why they are number one in the country. So one reason is because it's a four-season market, meaning they can have tourists or people will come all year round, winter, spring, summer, and fall. And that's very important because in some locations in the United States, you can have a vacation rental, right? People go on vacation, but it's only for the summer, right? Or only for the winter. People don't come all year round, right? So that's one reason. It has a strong market all year long. People go into Disney World all year long, okay? Also, there are friendly short-term rental laws in these areas, okay? So in order to own and run a short-term rental or a vacation rental, you have to, it depends on where you are. Some states or counties or cities are very, very open and welcoming to short-term rentals. Some are not. Some cater more towards the hotel industry. Like I said before, Anaheim near Disneyland is not as friendly towards short-term rentals or vacation rental properties as they are in Orlando or Kissimmee and Davenport. So in these 5 locations that I mentioned, have very, very friendly short-term rental property laws. So, and there are laws. You want to follow the laws because you have to register your property and get the right paperwork, get legit. You don't want to have some underground property, right? Or you're running the property. You got to pay taxes. You got to do it right. You got to do it legal. So these places have very, very friendly short-term rental laws. So if you have a short-term rental there, you can really flourish and grow because the municipalities and the laws in that area want you to thrive and grow. All right, so another reason why these areas are so popular is because they have great rates, right? They have great rates, meaning that you don't have to pay an arm and a leg to stay there. Some cities are just expensive, right? New York is, we know New York and LA, they're like expensive cities, right? So sure, they have, New York definitely has strong, short-term rental or vacation rental markets, but they don't have the cheapest rate, right? Certain locations you're paying. Same thing with LA. So the thing about if you're staying, trying to go to if you're trying to go to Dollywood in Tennessee, which is the number one vacation rental location in the United States, you're not going to be paying $1,000 a night for a hotel because it's Tennessee, right? They just don't charge those kind of rates in Tennessee. You may be paying like they do in New York City. You'd be paying a lot less, like a couple $100s, if that, a night to stay because you're visiting Dollywood. Same thing with Davenport, Florida and Kissimmee, Florida. They're so popular because it's expensive to stay on Disney World. If you listen to my live video that I did a couple days ago, I told you how I even became aware of the industry is because my family was going to Disney World, and a friend of mine was just like, no, don't stay on Disney World. Don't stay in the hotels because they're expensive. You're going to save a lot of money if you stay in a short-term rental in the area, which is what we did. And it is a drastic difference. Like, if you go back and watch the video, when I called and asked how much it would be for a family of 5 to stay, on a Disney World, in a Disney World hotel for a week, they were like, oh, we start at like $5,000. They said, and that's like if you book it at least a year out. If you try to like come up on them at, 3 or 4 months in advance, they're like, it's going to be closer to 8 or 9. But, people stay in a home, a short-term rental property that's a vacation rental, because it's so much cheaper. So you're going to get great rates in these areas, right? And also, all these locations are not far from major cities. Okay, so I know these areas, when you just kind of look at them, you're like, Tennessee, why is Tennessee the #1 vacation rental spot in the United States? But because of the reasons that I mentioned, like it's a 4-year market, the rates are great, they're low, they have friendly short-term rental laws, then it's, near, and they're also all near major tourist attractions, right? Or their destination spots, like in Vermont, which is #2, it's known for, beautiful ski resorts. So that's where people go. So if you live near these areas, or even if you don't, you might want to consider investing. If you were thinking about starting a vacation rental, setting one up, and, these 5 areas are shown to be very, very profitable. So there it is. So I just wanted to, let you guys know about that. So if you are, what are we? We're 17 minutes in and you're still listening and you're interested in starting up a short-term rental property of your own. It doesn't have to be a vacation rental. Remember I said a vacation rental is, it's assumed the owner isn't there and the people coming are going to be on vacation. Well, you can just set up an Airbnb in your own home where you rent out a room or a floor or the basement or a unit, or, you can live in the area or not live in the area, whatever. If you have questions, you're thinking about it, you're interested in it, I am having complimentary strategy sessions. So if you're interested, but you're trying to work it out or think it through or trying, what should I do? Talk to me. Just come and talk to me. So I'll put the link in the bio. It's free. It's for 60 minutes. And I'll talk and see if I can help. See if I can help you out. How does that sound? Sound good? Okay. Click the link in the bio. Holla at your girl. And I'll see if I can help you. And you can get started to build the life of your dreams one house at a time. All right? All right. So, when I get on my live streams, I'm not on here like all day. I usually am on here like 20 minutes tops. And I'm out. So I'll be on again tomorrow. But before I go, I want to let you know that you too can create and build the life of your dreams one house at a time. Okay? All right. Thanks for watching. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. See you soon. All right. Bye.